InTune, the monthly podcast brought to you by Aegon Life.
Hi there. I am positively bursting with joy and also with food, to be honest, during this very festive time. It's the season of lights, it's the season of cricket, and at Aegon Life, it's also the season of growth and wonderful partnerships. Welcome to InTune, Aegon Life's very own podcast, where you get all the inside scoop of what's happening and what's new. I'm your host, Neerja, and on the show today, here's what's lined up. We've got some very interesting insights from a special guest who's going to be joining us. We're also going to be busting some myths, which is something new we're doing this time around. So stay tuned for all of it. But the big surprise is the message coming up right now. So turn up the volume. Let's get started.
InTune, the monthly podcast brought to you by Aegon Life.
This is a Diwali Special, as you know, and it's always a good idea to start something off with good energy, positive thoughts, and some inspiration. And who better to bring all of that than the MD and CEO of Aegon Life, Satishwar Balakrishnan. Hello, Satishwar. First, let me say thank you for taking the time out to be here and connect with all of us.
Hey, hi everyone.
Hey, Satishwar. So, as we begin the podcast festivities during this time of light and celebration, what's something you'd like to say to everyone listening in?
So this is the festival of Diwali, the festival of lights, which actually brightens our lives. And I would like to take this opportunity to extend the warmest Diwali greetings to all of my extended family, that is my partners. Our partnership has been nothing short of a remarkable achievements marked by innovation, dedication, and a strong commitment to our customers. Your unwavering support has been our guiding light, and together we are realizing our vision of financially securing every Indian household. Let us pledge to keep this flame of partnership burning brightly and continue with our shared journey towards new horizons. Here's to a festive season that promises safety, peace, and prosperity for all. I wish you all a safe and tension-free Diwali.
Thank you for those wonderful words of encouragement. I'm sure you've put a huge smile on everyone's faces and you've brought a sense of warmth to this entire podcast, which we really appreciate. So thank you and a very happy Diwali to you, Satishwar.
Thank you very much.
Okay, I feel energized after that. And with that same energy, I think it's time to dive into In Focus. I think there's still a lot to learn about the insurance industry. So let's go ahead and meet our guest.
In Focus, news and views from Aegon Life.
You know, I've definitely had the feeling of lack when it comes to information in the Indian life insurance sector, right? Do I know enough to make informed decisions? Are there any specific types that I need to be aware of? So aside from personal reasons for wanting to have these conversations on this podcast, I'm sure you, our listeners, are curious about many of these things as well. And today on this very special episode, we have with us Santosh Agarwal, who is Chief Business Officer, Life Insurance at Policybazaar. Santosh brings on a ton of wisdom, innovation, and energy to the table, and we have a lot to talk about. So let's give her a warm welcome. Hey, Santosh, thank you for being here. How are you doing?
Hi, Neerja. It's nice to be here. Thank you for having me today.
Absolutely. So let me start off with this, Santosh. You have almost a decade of experience in the insurance sector, right? And you're just the person to give us some insight into what's new, what's in store for us. So can you tell us about the trends that you are observing or you foresee in the near future?
Sure, Neerja. So I think this year has been a pretty exciting year in the life insurance space. There are some ups and downs that you see. So I think one healthy trend that I see this year is retail protection really growing. So both term insurance and health insurance have done significantly well as compared to the previous years. You know, at Policybazaar, we're witnessing almost 46% growth in the first half of the year over last year. And so I think the demand for protection has significantly gone up. And that's a very healthy sign, I would say, for the insurance sector as a whole. The second, I would say, trend is, of course, a bit of slowness in the savings area, in the investment products, and there is a taxation impact that we all are seeing. Of course, you all would know that there was a tax change for policies with premium greater than 5 lakh rupees, and those were earlier tax exempted, but the proceeds are no longer exempted from tax in traditional policies, and that has had an impact on the sector. And the sector was relying on getting growth from ticket size, and 5 lakh above policies was a decent contribution in the overall growth. Now the industry and all of us have to get more customers, or more number of policies have to be sold to basically contribute to growth. So that's a challenge in the current system. I would say thirdly, the regulatory reforms that have been implemented with the new chairman that came in, I think that is contributing significantly also to the growth of the industry. There are steps that have been taken to tackle three major challenges that existed. One was availability of products, second was affordability of products, and third is accessibility. Now, these challenges had previously embedded the sector's growth, but a lot of, I would say, changes have been made. A lot of new regulations, very progressive regulations have come in place, and that is fueling growth. So I would say in the long term, the sector is poised for significant growth, and so I don't see a long-term challenge. Of course, the industry and all of us are together seeing how do we overcome the short-term taxation impact, and I would say go through this move, or go through this current slowness. But I think we will emerge stronger as a sector, because tax can't be the reason why people buy life insurance policies. So I think in the long term it will help us, but of course short term is causing slowness. The sense that I have is, for the years to come, I think for a couple of decades to come, we are very well poised to meet, I would say, the IRDA's challenge of providing insurance to all by 2047, and there seems to be no challenge there. And if the industry gets the composite license, and we also start to do health insurance, I think that will be another growth lever for the industry. But even otherwise, I think we are well poised for a healthy growth in the next couple of decades.
Right. Thank you for breaking it down for us, Santosh. It's nice to have this information handy. I'm sure everybody listening in would agree. And I do want to ask you what your thoughts are on some of the more unique insurance needs. Say for women, particularly homemakers, there's been a solid case made for insurance for this segment, right? So how can the industry better cater to them?
See, I think that was a growth opportunity for the sector, and the sector has realized the opportunity and is now actually taking steps to capitalize on this opportunity. For a very long time, I think India has been looking at housewife in a very regressive manner. Just in the last 2-3 years, there's been significant movement in the way we perceive housemakers and the way they contribute to the Indian growth story. So now it's getting well established that homemakers do contribute, or whatever value that they add. The value, of course, is immense and can't be measured in terms of the family and taking care of the household and the family sector. But even in terms of economic value, there is addition that homemakers make, and that addition to economic value, whatever they do, does carry a significant economic value. And I think that change in perspective has come around, and now insurance companies have opened up to the idea of providing very basic products like term insurance to housewives as well. And so I would say that's a very progressive move. If you look at data, right, in 2019, the percentage of women buyers, say on a platform like Policybazaar, for a product like term insurance was just 9%. If I look at data from last year, that number has moved up to 12%. And if I look at the last quarter data, or quarter 2 data, that number is now 13%. So of course, with life insurance companies coming forward with products for homemakers, the penetration is increasing, and of course this will also help in the overall sector and industry growth. So I think it's a welcome change. It was an opportunity that was lying untapped, and now I think we all are seeing the benefits of getting into or tapping this segment of customers.
Yeah, absolutely. The potential is definitely very exciting. One final question for you. I do want to ask you about the partnership between Aegon Life and Policybazaar. What's that like, and how do you think your partnership with Aegon Life has helped open up white spaces for Policybazaar?
Actually, Neerja, this is a question that's very close to our hearts because we see Aegon as a company that drives innovation in the industry. Aegon and Policybazaar, by the way, started around the same time. So Policybazaar was founded in 2008, and I think Aegon was also founded around the same time. And I think both companies stood for one common value or belief system, which was providing life insurance in truest sense to customers. And Aegon actually was one of the first companies to provide term insurance digitally. And we, as Policybazaar, have partnered with Aegon. And in the last, I would say, 15 years, we've spent significant amount of marketing muscle and money to promote life insurance or term insurance as a truest form of insurance product. And I think Aegon helped us really get the term insurance market started in India. So I would say Aegon was the pioneer of digital term insurance in India, and term insurance today, almost 25-30% of all term insurance sold in the country is sold digitally, which is not true if you look at any other kind of business. So of course, I would say Aegon did help make significant progress in that direction. And I think that belief system and that, I would say, streak for innovation, that streak is still alive in the Aegon system. Very recently, we introduced a product for self-employed individuals, again a term insurance product. And you all would know that in India, term insurance was largely sold to salaried individuals because the traditional underwriting methods used require for financial documents like salary slips, Form 16 and ITRs, etc., which may not be available with the self-employed segment. And Aegon did revolutionize this whole process of underwriting and how do you evaluate income for self-employed individuals. And I think that revolution in underwriting paved the way for self-employed customers to get term insurance, that too at very affordable premiums. So we welcomed that product and that process, and we fully embraced it. And today you will see that Aegon is one of our leading partners in the self-employed space for customers. So self-employed had very low conversions on our platform, and you know that India is the country of self-employed people. Almost 40% of our traffic that we get on our platform today comes from that segment of customers, and our conversions there were very low, of course, because of the way the industry was looking at underwriting self-employed individuals, and that has changed because of the Aegon product, and because I think somebody had to take that step, and because Aegon took that step, the rest of the industry is now also looking at, how do they do this. So I think Aegon, in my mind, has always been one company that has exceptional, I would say, value system in what kind of products they want to give to its customers, and the products are always, I think, truly in the customer's benefit, and they're always affordable. It's convenient, the whole process of buying and getting a policy issued. So I think the entire ecosystem that Aegon has, which is a lean ecosystem, but still a very effective and efficient ecosystem, and that's also very close to where Policybazaar is. So I think there's a lot of common belief and value system between the two companies.
That's lovely to hear, because Santosh, any partnership, any fulfilling partnership begins with an unshakable foundation, right? And there is a clear mutual admiration and alignment between Aegon Life and Policybazaar. So thank you for sharing in our celebrations during this festive time. Happy Diwali to you, and it was great speaking with you today.
Same year, Neerja. Happy Diwali to all of you, and thank you so much for having me here. It was lovely speaking to you today.
Thanks again, Santosh. And with that, it is time to move on to In the Know. We're doing something a little new. I'm excited.
In the Know, trivia, trends, and more.
This is In the Know, a place for interesting facts, trivia, and on today's episode, a little bit of myth busting. Now, there are real facts and there are some not so real statements about every industry, and the insurance space is no different. So, to help us bust some myths and set the record straight, I have Devichand Lunawat, Head of Emerging India Business, and Mayank Ravi, Head of Growth and Group Business. Hello and welcome to the show.
Hi, Nija. Thank you so much for giving us opportunity. Excited to be here.
Thanks, Ajay. Happy to be here.
All right, now, gentlemen, we are in the midst of a very festive time. There's, all this color and sweets and brightness of Diwali. And there's also the Cricket World Cup fever, which is as hot as ever. So I'm going to stick with the theme and call you our opening batsman. Okay, I'm going to bowl you an over of these myths. I'll present them to you as statements and you have to knock them out of the pitch. Are you ready?
Yes, Nija.
All right, Dave, first one coming at you. Underwriting takes time. Policy issuance will take place after many days.
Oh, that's the Yorker that you're starting with, Nirja. That's the biggest myth that people carry. I'll tell you in three simplistic form that how we have actually, helped to address this issue. The first point is at Aegon Life, almost all processes we have actually transformed using artificial intelligence with the help of analytics. And this is the biggest one. So we have AI driven underwriting. We don't have human driven underwriting. We have AI driven underwriting. So that's it, point number one. Point number two, while in life insurance business, during the buying process and underwriting is highly complicated, using artificial intelligence along with the analytics have actually made life very simple from a system point of view. We have developed algorithm which can access a customer real time without any documentations. With the help of facial analytics, we get medical parameters also. And all this is actually helping us in taking out a little alternate data, digital footprints, real time from a customer standpoint. And point number three, by the time customer fills and submit the digital proposal form, algorithms are ready to underwrite that individual and we decision the policy on the go without asking single documentations or any medical test from customers.
Okay, great. Dave, moving over to you, Mayank. This is your statement. Tech integration is time consuming. Paperless insurance still means uploading scanned documents.
Not at all. With a plug-and-play model, tech integration can be completed in 24 to 48 hours. And you just need PAN card, Aadhaar card, or driving license to buy one policies. All the checks and balances are done in the backend using artificial intelligence and content-based database. So paper is just non-existent for us.
Okay, that's exciting. Coming back to you, Dave, life insurance products only cater to salaried individuals.
Life insurance products only caters to salaried individuals is a correct information from an industry point of view. But at Aegon Life, under Emerging India, we see self-employed people making the most at the time of purchasing policy. So yes, from an industry point of view, at Aegon Life, the answer is no. At Aegon Life, we have transformed the underwriting using data and AI by driving fundamental shifts from asset income proof based financial underwriting to alternate signals to affluence and lifestyles. The lower income non-salaried segments can also be assessed in real time by our algorithms based on alternate data and financial surrogates. To buy life insurance, we don't need any documents. Our algorithms can underwrite customer leveraging the digital footprints available with other financial institutions.
Okay, fantastic. Back to you, Mayank, with a question. All policies require medical tests and buying insurance is cumbersome. Also, claim settlement is an issue.
Not at all. We at Aegon have done away with the intrusive medical tests for most of the profiles with our superior facial recognition AI model. To buy Aegon policies, all you need to do is fill simple details, submit a 15-second selfie video, and that helps us analyze the health status of the applicant. And the policy can be issued within, few minutes. As far as claim is concerned, we are one of the highest in the industry. It's close to 99.37%.
Okay, all right. Next one coming to you, Dave. Life insurance products are designed for the male members of a family only.
Nirja, this is one of the biggest myths that needs to be busted. Everyone in family needs life insurance. be it a breadwinner, spouse, homemaker, or a parent. We have relevant products and add-ons for women and homemakers. In fact, we have recently launched a product for homemakers with the lower premium options, just to be sure, as their well-being is equally important in the family.
Well, that definitely clarifies that myth. And final ball, sixth one coming to you, Mayank. Life insurance needs to be a standalone offering.
So I don't know why we think like that because actually, if you see, life insurance products can be also be used for payment of loans, a proceed that you get. At the same time, this can also keep the family member of the policyholder debt free. Policies of life insurance can be bundled with any other contextual product. So it is always a myth that it's always a standalone offering. It's not. It's always a win-win for all the parties.
All right, perfect. Well, I see a total of 36 runs on the board, which is the maximum you can fairly score in an over. I hope I didn't throw any wides or no balls your way. But thank you so much for chatting with me, Dev and Mayank, and clearing up any doubts that the listeners might have. And a very happy Diwali to you.
Thanks, Rija. Wish you a happy Diwali.
Thanks, Nirja. Happy Diwali to all the listeners. Thank you so much.
Let me wish you all a very happy Diwali once again. And if you're following the Cricket World Cup, then my Diwali wish for you is that all your favorite players do well. There are lots of things to look forward to at Aegon Life. So stay tuned for more. We promise to be back soon. Have a good one. Bye.
InTune, the monthly podcast brought to you by Aegon Life.